wanted to ask a question related to sellers. And so how does a home warranty protect a seller in a real estate transaction? Can you help explain that for us?
Absolutely. So I think they're very important. And my goal is that they're on every transaction, every listing, because a lot of times what happens in the real estate transaction, I know you can speak to this, is that, you go under contract and then you get to the home inspection and then there's repair negotiation. And that's where sometimes it gets stalled. So with First American, if you place a home warranty at the time of listing, nothing is paid until closing. Coverage starts immediately from the time it's enrolled for your sellers. And we're protecting them from that day through the listing period. And
Can we place it before I put a sign in the front yard, or does it have to be active on the MLS?
When it goes active on the MLS. Okay. I mean, if you're a couple days shy, it's not a big deal, but we're not going to sit out there and cover. That would be an existing homeowner. So this is complimentary coverage to your sellers. And again, when I say complimentary, from the time that you enroll the warranty, once that sign, that switch is flipped for the MLS, we're going to start covering them, which means First American is going to honor our contract. And if something fails, or is discovered during the home inspection, potentially they have that coverage there that they're not even paying for that time period, because the warranty
that period,
we give 6 months to a seller.
Okay.
That from the time of list through, that it can be active on the MLS, that we will cover that seller through that listing period, which is again complimentary.
And
so
if the listing is for any reason canceled and it doesn't actually reach the closing table, does a seller pay for that warranty coverage?
Not at all. No.
Even if they use the plan?
Correct. Correct. I mean, we do expect, we are committing to covering that contract. So we do understand things fall out, or maybe, something happens and a seller has to take the property off the market. But we are not going after that seller for that money. And even with claims paid. Right. So, but it protects them. So let's say we get through the transaction, home inspection occurs, they discover some pump's not working. A seller thought it was working fine. It's not working. That coverage is there for the seller. We cover unknown pre-existing conditions.
And you've mentioned before that you can place up to, is it 4 claims under a singular service ticket? Is that right?
Well, it's 4 failures under the same trade. So it's, let's say you have 4 plumbing problems that, the inspector comes in and the shower head is leaking, the diverter is not working, the toilet is not flushing. You could put all 4 under the same service fee, which is great. It's just $100. It's $100. Correct. So again, back to the seller coverage, the benefit, it's a small premium, but it affords big protection. So where I see the transactions kind of going south or falling out, is the negotiations with the systems are old, they're dated. Well, we're that tool, right? Buyers get scared. So why not place it before, protect yourself?
And then you get the ability to advertise and promote the fact it's under warranty. And I think we breezed over this, but it protects the seller for up to 6 months, but it also is transferred at time of settlement to the buyer for 1 full year.
For 1 full year. And that's essentially what the seller is paying for.
Right.
Correct. But it keeps it moving. So instead of releasing a contract because of repairs, a lot of times we can come in and be that, we can be that solution for older systems or something that was, an unknown pre-existing that the seller had no.
To clarify, if the system is old and during negotiations, the buyer is asking for you to service the boiler, you're not going to cover servicing, are you? It's only if in the event of a repair is needed. Is that correct?
Correct. It has to be a mechanical failure. So we're not a maintenance contract. We call it a service contract versus. So yes, if they inspect that boiler and say that it's not working properly, that's different. But if they come in and say, just have it cleaned and certified, then that would be a different company to make sure it was in good working order for when the warranty is transferred to the buyer.
Gotcha.